Still on the third part, specific data to look for when analyzing major economies, and it is time to take a look at the retail sales in Australia. What we did so far, we've looked at the United States of America, at the United Kingdom, at the Eurozone. Now it's time for Australia, and then we'll compare all the data between the four economies and move on to Canada. The reason in doing all these economies is that by the time we end this educational series, fundamental analysis, what to take into consideration when trading the currency market. So by the time this project will end, you'll have a view regarding all the indicators that move the currency markets, and the currency markets are being tradable in terms of trading the currency pairs. So while the data refers to the currency as itself, in this case the Australian dollar, in UK's case Great Britain pound, in the Eurozone's case the single currency, the euro, in the United States of America case the US dollar. The currency pairs or the assets to be traded under the binary options.net.au, you need to choose an asset, and the asset is being related to currency pairs. And because of the fact that we are looking at different economies, now these different economies, if you connect the currencies between two or more economies, you'll have currency pairs and crosses. For example, between Australia and the US dollar, you have the euro, you have the Australian US dollar, the Aussie. So you are looking at the releases that influence the Australian economy, you are looking at the indicators that influence the US dollar economy, and whenever these indicators are going to come to the market, then you are looking for changes in that currency pair, the Australian dollar, US dollar in this example. So, and you go and trade binary option based on that outcome. Retail sales indicator is one indicator that is used in analyzing any economy in the world, as the level of sales on the retail side indicate the consumer spending activity, and this is the very important growth engine of an economy. Changes at the retail sales level are immediately being seen in the GDP, and more important, they are giving clues about the health level of consumer spending. Retail sales show the change in total value of inflation-adjusted sales at the retail level. It is being released by the Australian Bureau of Economics. It is a first-tier data. That means that markets move when retail sales are being released. It is important for currency fluctuations, in this case for everything that is related to the Australian dollar. Again, retail sales shows the change in the total value of sales at the retail level. It represents the earlier look at the vital consumer spending data, and you know by now that consumer spending is the most important indicator when interpreting and when looking at an economy. And if the actual comes better than the forecast, this should be viewed as positive for currency, and if the actual comes lower than the forecast, this should be interpreted as negative for the currency. If you are trading binary options, then you are looking at the retail sales when they are going to hit the market, and if the actual is higher than the forecast, you are just buying calls because you are looking for price to go to the upside and to be higher than the strike price by the time the binary options will expire, and in this way it will expire in the money. But if the retail sales come in lower than expectation, then you are looking to buy puts because you are looking for price to go to the downside, and in order for your option to expire in the money, you need to buy puts, because this news should be viewed as a negative news for the currency. The release date for retail sales is monthly, about 35 days after the month ends, around 1:30, not around, at 1:30 GMT during the Asian session, and this one is a first tier data closely watched by traders. If you look at the past 6 months worth of data that we are analyzing under this project, and you are seeing on the horizontal the February till July 2013, and on the horizontal we have the percentage change, and basically you have minus 0.2 for February, plus 0.9 for March, over 1% for April, and then prices, the retail sales, the percentage just moved to the downside. A terrible retail sales data for the month of May, well into the negative territory. So for plus 1.2 to the minus 0.4, and then back again into the positive territory. However, this data looks to be mixed. We could not draw a conclusion or identify even a minor trend here. So I would not take it into consideration. Moving forward with our analysis, and the next indicator is going to be company operating profits. This is an indicator specific to Australia, and it is an indicator that we didn't analyze on the other economies covered so far. And company operating profits is important, you will see, because if changes in the economy are going to appear, then the company's profits are going to be hit the first. And in order to have an educated guess when the changes in the economy are going to appear, you need to look at such an indicator for having those clues. But that will come on the next recording. Staying on the retail sales, and as a synopsis or a resume, if you want, for the whole retail sales, we have the release date on a monthly date, about 35 days after the month ends. Release time is 1:30 GMT during the Asian session. First tier data, closely watched by traders. Now let's move on with the next recording, and that would be with related to company operating profits. Stay tuned, please.